Using photo clipping for fashion garments. So what we're going to do now is we are going to actually put photo images into our Illustrator shapes, okay? So I'm going to grab my denim that I have created. I'm going to Control C. You will have there's Control F, and you will have your denim technical done. Now you can actually apply washes and denim clippings to it. So it's pretty straightforward. You can see I'm getting these weird blue rectangles. That is with the white arrow, I can move my denim around in any kind of clipping. I can also release any clipping. Oops, I got a black arrow, select it, and where is my release clipping mask? There we go. So I'm going to do a right click and release clipping mask. Bam. So that was the original denim that I used for my washes for this particular technical. And you can see release clipping mask. And that was the technical that I had originally. There we go. Let's get these guys out of the way for the moment. And the way to actually do a clipping mask is quite straightforward. Now, I started with my original and I made a whole copy of the entire technical to start with. Okay, I didn't use my original drawing to clip with. I actually created new ones, and they should be floating around in my drawing somewhere at this point. All right, I've got these large files, so it's kind of in the way. Anyway, so I'm going to grab my original technical, leave that alone. So don't use your original technicals to clip with. Do copies of them. Control C, Control V. And you can see that is my closed shape, right? That I am going to clip with. And I need to make sure that I'm on top of whatever I'm going to be clipping. And I have no fill. I have yes stroke so I can see where it is. And I just want to make sure that I have enough room to do a decent clipping here of this particular shape. That's looking pretty good. And then I'm going to marquee or select both, make clipping mask. And then I have my new wash on my denim. That can then go into my artwork. Now just remember that all of your top stitching is going to be looking like it's underneath at this point. So just either put the top stitching on its own layer on top, or make sure that in terms of the positioning in the document, arrange, bring to front all of your, there we go. See how you can now see my stitching line there? There we go. So you can see I could have used a larger image because my image is looking a little clipped and chewy because the JPEG itself, I had to go quite blown up to get a decent clip. So make sure the originals are nice and large, like on that one. There we go. Same idea. That is my shape. And One thing Illustrator likes to do is when you release a clipping mask, your shape is still there, but it, for whatever reason, does not give it a stroke or a fill. So you may end up with these little random shapes floating around because they're like no stroke, no fill. So if you release a clipping mask, Illustrator will keep the shape outline, but it will not add a stroke and fill to it. So just make sure that you are aware of that because that it may affect you later in the drawing. So shape goes on top, marquee, make clipping mask. There we go. So that is the way to put together photo clippings using Illustrator. And it is a very exciting function of the software. And it's going to be something that you're going to be using a lot in your design work because it very accurately shows how a fabric will look if you are using it in a specific garment. So that was photo clipping textiles in garment technicals.